Good morning, AWE 2023. Everyone, please don't leave. We have an awesome presentation coming up. Stay in your seats. We will have Hugo Swart of Qualcomm coming up in just a moment. I'm Stephan Hamberger. I'll be your track chair host. More about me in a little bit. But first, more about Hugo. Hugo Swart serves as VP and GM of XR for Qualcomm. Today, Hugo will be presenting Accelerating the XR Ecosystem. The Future is Open. He'll reveal the latest developments with our Snapdragon XR platforms and Snapdragon Spaces developer SDK, and how they're shaping the next generation of AR, VR, and MR experiences. Please welcome Hugo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Oops. Okay, good morning. It is great to be here again at AWE. Definitely the best show of the year for me. And since the beginning of AWE, Qualcomm has been here. It is amazing to see the progress that we in the XR community have been made over the last decade. And actually fun to see the improvement year over year in XR. But there's still a lot to do in our journey. And now let's address accelerating the XR ecosystem. We continue to believe that XR is the next compute platform. And it is our mission to make it happen and to make it open. Like Neil Stephenson mentioned, we also believe in an open metaverse, decentralized, open to developers that can create their apps, their content, and have it available across devices, across realities. Open to content providers, creators that can create once and have their content accessible and interoperable across platforms. Open to OEMs, from small startups to world top companies building great hardware. And open also, we mean that the future is still not defined. There's still a lot to build for XR to be everywhere, as Ori was saying. And it is up to us in this room to work together, and Qualcomm is open to that, for us to define the future of open. And with that, today I want to address two main areas. First, the device evolution, AR, VR headsets. Second, the software, the ecosystem, with what we are doing with Snapdragon Spaces. And I want to start with augmented reality glasses, head-worn AR. Of course, we're very excited about AR and see a tremendous potential with head-worn AR category. However, there's no question that to get to small, sleek, yet immersive AR glasses is very complex. But let me go over a couple of different categories of glasses and how we are addressing these challenges. First, the all-in-one category. On-device performance is very important because you don't want to count with any other compute unit. Over the past few months, two of our customers, Digilens and TCL Rayneo, have announced XR2-based all-in-one glasses. And we are excited that just today, both announced that they're slated to support Snapdragon Spaces. Now, for even smaller, sleeker AR glasses, we need to consume as little power as possible on the glass. That means that we need to move heavier processing to be offloaded to a host. We need distributed processing. The goal is for glasses to connect and identify the best compute unit in proximity and the cloud to distribute processing. We already have put distributed processing to practice. Today, with the Lenovo A3 connected to a Motorola phone. Sideful, just last week, announced their new Space Top with XR2 connected to AR glasses. More around. And Xiaomi that connects their wireless glass to their Xiaomi phone. But of course, we continue to invest in distributed processing. In our last Snapdragon Summit, we announced the first Snapdragon platform purpose-built for augmented reality, the AR2. The AR2 was designed from the ground up for distributed processing. It distributes processing within the glass. You have 3 chips in the glass, and distribute processing between the glass and a compute host, like your smartphone. That means that low latency workloads and tasks can be done in the glass, but the heavier rendering workloads be done on a phone. And AR2 is ready. That's why we are so excited to be working with both Gore-Tex and Niantic to build reference designs on it. And of course, in addition, we continue to work with the many partners we mentioned at the Snapdragon Summit. So that's AR hardware. Let's move to VR MR hardware and devices. Over the last few months, we had exciting launches from Meta, HTC, Pico, Argenalens, iQIYI, YVR. Based on XR2 Plus, our latest platform that have been optimized for higher sustained power and better thermal, giving OEMs the flexibility to create smaller devices with better mixed reality video see-through capabilities. And one more news. And just yesterday, Lenovo announced that the Lenovo VRX, the first device to support the VR/MR capability of Snapdragon Spaces, is now commercial. We have seen tremendous support from ISVs wanting to develop for VR/MR with Spaces. And this is just the first of many VR/MR devices in the pipeline to support Snapdragon Spaces. So now, I'm excited to have one more OEM partner here today to share details of what they are doing in this space. Please welcome Ishu, Director of XR Technology at Oppo, to stage.
Thank you, Hugo. Good morning, everyone. I'm Yi from Oppo. So it's really a pleasure to be here today with Qualcomm, and I'm really happy to share with you our latest achievements in XR. So Oppo as a company have been spending many years innovating across products and technologies in the area of XR. Since 2019, we have developed 4 generations of AR glasses and smart glasses, all designed with optical see-through display. This time, we are doing something different, mixed reality. Today, as we all know, MR stands out for its ability to seamlessly blend and integrate the real world and the virtual world, providing a truly unique experience. And as we started to build this MR device, we realized that delivering the next generation computing platform really requires an open ecosystem. So sharing the same vision, we have partnered with Qualcomm. Qualcomm and Oppo have been working together for many years to drive XR technologies and products forward. Earlier, Hugo talked about the advanced capabilities of Snapdragon Spaces developer platform. We have also worked together this time to create a best-in-class MR device for the developers to unleash their creativity. So finally, we are really happy to introduce the Oppo MR Glass Developer Edition, one of the world's first MR devices to support Snapdragon Spaces. Thank you. To help developers creating exciting MR experiences, Oppo MR Glass features the leading Snapdragon XR 2 Plus platform, dual front RGB cameras, 120 Hz high refresh rate display, and our SuperVOOC fast charging technology. And most importantly, with the binocular video pass-through technology and the pancake lenses, this lightweight device brings stunning lifelike rendering of the real world to the display and allows the developers to create really exciting MR applications. And in line with Oppo's commitment in digital health, our device also comes with a heart rate detection sensor. We believe this new addition will allow developers to think about and eventually create new applications, especially in the field of fitness and health. Oppo MR Glass will become available as a Snapdragon Spaces dev kit in the second half of 2023. With our cutting-edge device and the Qualcomm Snapdragon XR innovations, and most importantly, the talented developers, we look forward to seeing even more brilliant MR applications. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Yi. Who is excited with XR hardware? Like Ari was saying, it's everywhere. So thank you, Yi. Congratulations on your new device. So what we saw till now is where we are today in XR hardware. But of course, there's still a lot to do. Both on the AR front and VR MR, we're going to still see a lot of evolution, a lot of improvements, making them smaller, more capable, while leveraging the constellation of other devices we have with us. And also, we start seeing purpose-built hardware for things like fitness, for things like entertainment, enterprise. So I'll keep a little suspense there, but a lot to come on the XR hardware. Now, so we talked about the hardware, but of course, devices is just part of the equation. In our pursuit to driving an open ecosystem, it is important for us also to focus on developers and providing them the tools to help them create amazing experiences across devices, across realities. That is why we created Snapdragon Spaces. We announced Snapdragon Spaces last year here at AWE. And for those of you that are not as familiar with Spaces, it follows OpenXR. It provides perception APIs for things like hand tracking, controllers, plane detection, and so much more. And we do that through SDKs both in Unity and Unreal. And we are thrilled with the feedback we're getting from the reception we're getting with thousands of registered developers, with more than 80 developers being part of our Pathfinder program. And with our $100 million Metaverse Fund, we just announced the investment on 3 new companies. In LightXR, that is driving Snapdragon Spaces communities in China, Servios, Tangle, more to come. And here at AWE, you're going to see many developers with demonstrations with apps working on Snapdragon Spaces. We have more than 25 within our booth and the show floor. Can't wait for you to try them all. But to give you a taste of the exciting experiences that are being built with Snapdragon Spaces, I'm going to show you a video of real applications with Spaces.
It's Duran Duran's music in a different universe.
All right. Exciting, isn't it? So now, other partners that are essential in helping to accelerate the adoption of XR experiences with Snapdragon Spaces are the operators. We are super excited to see how operators are embracing Snapdragon Spaces. At MWC, earlier in the year in February, 7 of them came together, showing the support for Snapdragon Spaces. And just today, we announced one more, signing an MOU with Qualcomm Claro in Latin America. And here I have a small glimpse of an example of an operator using Snapdragon Spaces for their first-party app. This is KDDI in Japan. They have a museum where they have virtual tours, and also show new art concepts in augmented reality. But of course, this is just one example. I mean, many of these operators are creating their own developer programs in Snapdragon Spaces. Deutsche Telekom, T-Mobile, and many others as example. Now, we're also working with a broad ecosystem partners to drive Snapdragon Spaces and make it more open and accessible to more developers. This includes Adobe, who we are collaborating with to bring universal scene descriptors to Android. Microsoft, who we are working with to bring MRTK forward. Yes, who likes MRTK? And Niantic to incorporate their Lightship VPS to Snapdragon Spaces. Yes, and actually there's news there. I'm excited to show here at AWE the first early access developers who are working with Spaces plus the Lightship VPS. We have 10 of them. And these developers are going to be building on top of Lightship VPS with Spaces, creating applications like this video from Niantic. They will be helping influence our roadmap, have access to new features, and define the next generation AR experiences like you're seeing here. Now, the moment that I was waiting for. This is the time to wake up. I'm excited to share a new feature of Spaces that we have been working for a year. We have been working very hard to reimagine smartphone AR when in combination with AR glasses. How do you combine the two? How do you fuse the two? And today, we're excited to unveil a new Spaces feature that will take smartphone AR to the next level. We call it Dual Render Fusion. And with Fusion, the idea is that mobile developers extend their apps made for 2D screens into world-scale spatial experiences without any XR knowledge. How is this possible? See this example here, where you have a navigation or a map on the phone, and then with the glasses, I have a spatial version of that. I continue navigating, I continue interacting with the phone, but I augment that experience with glasses that I'm wearing on. And look where it's going. Is it going to the conference room? No, not that far. But let me show you a quick video with ideas that we are envisioning for Snapdragon Spaces Fusion. All right. That's Fusion. If you want to learn more, there's a session today, 12:45 here on this stage with Steve Lucas. He's going to tell all about Fusion. And by the way, I forgot to give a shout out to Mixworld, who actually did that app on the navigation. They're going to be showing in our booth. So now, the last part of the presentation. I want to have a couple of guest speakers talk about what they feel, how they use Snapdragon Spaces on their experiences. First one, Red Bull. Please welcome Stephan Hamberger, Head of Digital Products for Red Bull, to stage. Stephan.
Hugo, thank you.
You have your Red Bull on.
Cool. Thank you so much, Hugo. We're thrilled to be here today and show you what we've been building on Snapdragon Spaces. At Red Bull, we embrace the evolving methods of storytelling through immersive technologies. With XR, we're bringing the audience much closer to the action and transform them from passive viewers to active participants. Today, we're excited to announce the augmented reality experience for Red Bull Erzberg Rodeo. Red Bull Erzberg Rodeo is part of the Hard Enduro Championship Series, where riders conquer the gravel roads of an active iron mine in Eisenerz, Austria. It is known as the world's toughest enduro race. 500 of the fastest athletes navigate the most challenging terrain, with only the bravest few reaching the finish line. Our commitment to pushing storytelling techniques continues through our partnership with Qualcomm and Snapdragon Spaces. Together, we explore new ways to give wings to people and ideas. Lean back as we unleash the power of immersive experiences and redefine the art of storytelling. All right, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of AWE, and back to Hugo.
Thank you, Stephan. As a mountain biker, I'm super excited about this type of experience. Now, I want to talk about a completely different type of experience, but maybe just as fun. Who in the audience likes to cook? Any hands? Okay. Well, whether you stress over boiling water for your mac and cheese, or you're waiting to be recognized by the Michelin Guide, we have another exciting guest who can show all of us what the future of home cooking can look like with AR. Please welcome Kalpana Berman, Chief Product Officer at Kitch, to stage. Kalpana.
Thank you, Hugo, and hi, everyone. Great to be here. So before I dive into our AR experiences, I wanted to give you a little bit of background about us. The idea of Kitch was actually born during the pandemic, when we were seeing restaurants getting decimated and chefs really struggling to make a living. At that point, they turned to digital experiences to try to make money, but they found the process pretty cumbersome, mainly due to the number of tools they had to use to sell, do online classes, stand out in social media, etc. At the same time, we saw this gigantic rise in online content consumption from users, but it was still a frustrating experience to find and cook a trusted recipe, an authentic one. So the idea of Kitch was born at that time. And the idea is to have an easy-to-use, interactive platform where chefs could guide users on how to plan, prep, cook meals in their home every day. As of today, we actually have over 600 amazing chefs interacting with hundreds of thousands of users, with very authentic live streams and recipes as we're trying to transform the culinary journey from a frustrating one to a joyful one. And speaking of frustrating experiences, Hugo, when's the last time you cooked something? Tell me about it.
Well, I tried over the weekend.
Okay.
It wasn't that great. You know, I was trying to follow instructions on the phone, trying to cut food, trying to keep track of timers. Very complicated. More complicated than creating an AR chip.
Exactly, and we've all been there. So the picture that you see here on the sides is an actual user we were observing. That's not me. She was making a pie during Thanksgiving, and she looked at her laptop no less than 20 times back and forth to get the recipes, to set timers, to follow a video. And it was clear it wasn't just her. When we talked to users, all of them talked about how frustrating it was when you're using a traditional form factor, such as a PC and a phone. So I'm very excited today to be here to say that over the last couple of months, we've partnered with the agency Trigger to take a Kitch stream led by the talented chef Ming Tsai and turn it into a hands-free cooking experience in AR. So let's take a look at this video where Chef Ming is going to show us how to make Ming's Bings in AR.
Hey, Ming Tsai here with Kitch, and I'm gonna make you a delicious vegetarian, actually vegan, Ming's Bings. It's a cheeseburger Ming's Bings, double animal style. All right, let's get started. First, let's mince an onion. Best way to mince an onion is cut it in half, right? Go through it this way. What is that, a 1/4 inch, right? Just get through it. And here's a trick. I like to actually go a little bit at an angle. All right, like that. That smells so good. So that's how you make cheeseburger Ming's Bings, guys. Super easy, and as always, peace and good eating.
Thank you. So as you can see, we use Snapdragon Spaces there to seamlessly move from browsing a recipe on the phone to going to the kitchen in AR mode to do things like follow a recipe seamlessly, order ingredients, set timers, and have a chef really guiding you along in the kitchen. And I've actually worked in the AR VR space prior to Kitch, and I have to say this use case really resonates with the mainstream consumer, who cooks weekly, if not daily, most of them. I'm very excited for you guys to try this out in the actual booth at Qualcomm. It's actual proof of concept. Play with it, experiment with it, let us know the feedback. And then as an extra treat, we actually have Chef Ming Tsai here at the keynote today. Woo! Over here. So after Hugo wraps up his keynote, feel free to come, ask him questions about anything you want. Burgers, cheeseburgers, Ming's Bings, etc. Anyway, thank you very much for being here. And of course, if you want to see a full stream and recipes, come to kitch.com.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, we covered so much. On the hardware side, open. From startups to top world companies, enabling everyone to build great hardware. On the software and ecosystem, introducing Spaces, working with the broader ecosystem, new features as the dual render fusion, and a lot of traction with developers. So that's it for me today, but if you want to learn more, as I mentioned, Steve Lucas is going to be here on this stage at 12:45. Anything you want to know about Fusion, he's the man. Now, on the hardware side, Saeed has a panel with other OEMs. So if you are into hardware, attend this session. And then, of course, visit our booth. You're going to see all or many of the experiences that we talked about in real life. And, you know, I'm going to be outside just after the keynote. If you want to chat and exchange cards, I'm going to be there. Thank you so much, everyone.